Oh yeah. Hi babe.
Hi, babe.
Flathead Lake. So beautiful.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome to our channel.
Thanks for visiting. Today's episode is all about Flathead Lake. Have you ever seen a prettier lake than Flathead?
No.
No?
Flathead Lake is amazing.
And I feel like we say that about every lake that we go to, and every lake we've been to is beautiful.
Yes.
But I don't know, Flathead was just outstanding. It's a huge lake.
Surrounded by mountains.
Surrounded by mountains. It's deep, it's crystal clear. I mean, you can see for, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 feet. It's just it's so clear.
Beautiful rocks.
Yeah. It's awesome. We loved it. But before we get into that, we just want to say thank you for those of you who have subscribed
Yes, thank you so much.
and are giving us the likes. If you haven't done so, please give us a subscribe, and this light helps us out a lot. So again, thank you for that. We really do appreciate it. And without further ado, I remembered it this time. We'll get right into it.
Okay, from Idaho.
Yeah, if you watched the last episode, we left Twin Falls, Idaho, and we shot down Route 2, which is pretty.
First of all, it wasn't Twin Falls,
Oh
Idaho.
yeah, it wasn't Twin Falls. It was Twin Rivers.
Twin Rivers.
So you can see how I made that mistake. So we shot out from
Rivers.
Twin Rivers RV Park, which is in Moyer Springs,
Right.
Idaho. And we followed her which runs along the Kootenai River, which is pretty cool. So
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's a pretty route. We stopped over in Libby, I think, for 2 days.
Libby, Montana.
Libby, Montana at Woodland RV Park. And that was a pretty cool park.
It was.
You celebrated your, 27th birthday?
Birthday there. Hey guys, just want you to know that my gift for my birthday is my husband singing my favorite band from the 80s, Journey!
Played some cornhole, had a good time, went out to eat at a brewery that was pretty
Listened
cool.
to some music in our little trailer.
Yeah, it was fun. And then we went up to the Libby Dam, which is right up the street from downtown. And the Libby Dam dams up the Kootenai River and created the Kootenai Lake,
Kootenai.
which shoots all the way up to Canada from the Libby Dam. From there, you just stay on Route 2, takes you all the way down to Flathead Lake.
Yeah.
But you pass some really cool lakes on the way too. I mean, there's a bunch of lakes up there.
McGregor Lake is one.
McGregor Lake, Little Bitterroot.
Little Bitterroot.
Little Bitterroot, a bunch of lakes. I mean, that's just to name a couple of them. There's tons of lakes.
Beautiful drive.
Yeah, northwest Montana is amazing.
Yeah.
So we hit Flathead Lake.
Flathead Lake.
And it's outstanding. We stayed in Lakeside
incredible.
at the Edgewater RV Park.
Edgewater?
Yeah, Edgewater RV Park in Lakeside. Really, really nice RV park right across from the lake, like right across the street. The owners that own the RV park, they own the marina, which is right across the street on the water, street. And it also has a grill, a bar and grill there on the marina.
Really cool bar and grill. We loved it.
We ate lunch
Sit
there.
right there on the water.
Yeah.
Eat some lunch, drink some drinks.
Drink some drinks, got some pictures of that, I think.
Yeah.
But the whole area right there, and Lakeside, if you look at the maps, it's kind of on the northwestern edge of the Flathead Lake, and there's just so much to do within walking distance. We went to right across the street, a little bit down the road where the park is. There's that coffee shop, Treasure State Coffee Company, and they had an amazing breakfast. We go to a lot of coffee companies and don't get coffee. No, that wasn't the coffee place.
No.
That was the ice cream place.
That's the ice cream place.
So the coffee place was Glacier
So I kinda
Perks.
looked confused.
She's like, I don't know what he's
Like,
talking about. Glacier Perks
Yes.
was the other place that had the really good breakfast. They had these huge
Burritos.
breakfast burritos, and then the cinnamon rolls
The
were
cinnamon
massive.
rolls were huge.
Check out the picture on that. And then there was the Treasure State Coffee Company where we got our ice cream. Which we went there like 3 times, I think.
3 times.
2 days in a row, and then we took a little break because we were feeling fat. She got the sundae.
Oh, I love their sundae. It was so good.
And then they have their own version of the blizzard, but 10 times better, I think.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Very big, like a big blizzard.
Huge. Tons of, they put, you know, I mean, just peanut butter cups galore inside there. It was a good day.
Yes, it was.
The Tamarack Brewing Company is right down the road from there. We went there for lunch one day. They got some good beer, really cool building, tons of stuff to do around Lakeside. We ended up kayaking 2 days.
2 days.
2 days. There's a park just south of where we stayed called West Shore State Park. We put in there the one day. I think the second time we were going to go try to kayak down south of the lake, on the south side of the lake by Wild Horse Island, which we didn't get to visit this time, but we will next time.
Definitely.
But we went down there to kayak, and it's super windy.
So windy.
On the south side of Flathead Lake, which we didn't know, but evidently everybody else knows that because there was tons of sailboats out there. It's like sailboat mecca. So if you're into sailing,
that's the place to go.
That's the place to go. The south end of Flathead Lake, which is pretty cool. So anyway, we ended up going back up to the same spot, West Shore, and went kayaking again. And it was just amazing. I mean, swimming in that water, I felt incredible. Like my spirit animal, the otter, was just calling to me. The rocks. The rocks that are in the lake. When we went up to the shore
and sat out there for a little bit, just looking at all the different colors of these rocks.
When you're swimming around, you see all the different colors, but on the shoreline, they're all, you know, grayed out by the sun. So it was so cool to you'd pick up a handful and you kind of like dip them in the water and you'd see all the colors. You're like, ooh, it was awesome.
It was.
We carried home a bunch.
Yeah.
I hope that's not illegal. Maybe I'll edit that out.
Yeah.
All right, so a little bit of history about Flathead Lake, which is kind of neat. Flathead Lake is a natural lake that was formed from glacial damming back in prehistoric times. It was the remnant of a much larger Missoula Lake back then.
Flathead Lake was originally called Salish Lake.
It was named after the Salish Indians.
Yes.
From what I read, the settlers came over, the European settlers, and there was a mix-up in the language barrier, I guess, and they ended up naming or referring to them as Flathead Indians, so it was called Flathead Lake. Oh, so it was a natural lake. They did put a dam up in 1938 on the south end of the lake. It just increased the size a little bit, and obviously hydroelectricity and irrigation and stuff like that. It used to be called the Kerr Dam, but now it has a cool Indian name, and I'm going to try to say it right now. Salish Kazanka Kudlispa.
That's super hard to say.
I think I nailed it.
To say it.
If I didn't nail it, leave a comment below and tell me how dumb I sounded.
I have a fun fact. Flathead Lake is the largest freshwater lake west of the Mississippi.
Wow.
So again, for all the ladies and gentlemen too that want to go shopping, there's a little town called, well, it's not little, but
it's a big town.
Yeah, it's a big town.
Kalispell.
Kalispell.
Yeah.
And it has all your stores that you need, you know, like Target.
Oh yeah, and it's only, I think it was 25.
Ulta.
Yeah, 25 minutes north of where we were staying on Flathead, so it's not that far, and it's got everything you need as far as shopping. And Kalispell is pretty cool. Oh yeah, another huge lake, not quite as big as Flathead, but it's a longer lake that we're gonna have to visit next time we come here. Is the Hungry Horse Lake. It's a reservoir, so it's man-made. When you're at Flathead Lake and you're looking east, you see the Rocky Mountain Range. Well, just over the first part of that range, nestled in there in the mountains, is the Hungry Horse Reservoir. And that looks really cool. We can't wait to go back and check that place out.
Doesn't it have like 25 mountain peaks around it?
You're right. It has 25 mountain peaks around that lake.
How cool is that?
That's got to be pretty cool. So we can't wait to go back there and see that. Another fun little story. Sometimes husbands just need to listen to your wives. Because when we were leaving Flathead, after our amazing week there, our neighbors told us about Foy's Lake, which is right outside of Kalispell, on the west side of Kalispell. And it's just a little lake, but they said it's really pretty. We need to go check it out. So we're like, all right. So we left. We had the trailer. And it's just a little 27-foot travel trailer, but not a big deal. There's on Google Maps, it shows a road going all the way around the lake.
Yeah.
So we headed out and started driving around the south end of the lake. Really, it is a really pretty lake with a bunch of houses around it, and it kind of sits in this little bowl with
small and quaint.
Yeah, with hills around it. So we started going around the south side, and I missed the turn that kind of hooks up to the west side of the lake. It just looks like almost like a little neighborhood road. So she was saying, she's like, "Are you sure this road goes all the way around?" And I'm like, "Yeah, look at the map. It goes all the way around it." And I think this has happened before. So she was kind of like, "Oh, are you sure this?" And of course, me being a man, I was like, well, it goes all the way around.
It just looked like a road that led to a development or something. I don't know. It looks
Yeah.
Look different.
So she was kind of right. We started heading up the road against her better judgment. We got about halfway up that road and it ended.
Like a dead end.
And it was like a little turnaround area, and then it just looked like 3 driveways. And the one driveway that was supposed to be the road was, I think it was gravel.
Yes.
And it kind of went up along the side of this house, and there was a gate going across the driveway, but it was open, but there was a gate there, and I'm like, why would they have a gate across the public road?
Right.
So I was like, oh no. Well, we start trying to turn around in this little turnaround thing, and I got the trailer and the truck like jackknifed because it's a rock face cliff on the one side, and on the other side is like a little drop off going into this guy's yard. So there wasn't any wiggle room. But I was trying to wiggle my butt in a circle and get out of there. It got a little hairy to the point where I was outside of the truck looking and trying to figure it out. I'm scratching my head and I think you were hyperventilating.
I was. I had a little panic attack because I'm like, oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Well, God must have heard our silent prayers. Yes. Thank you, because the one gentleman comes out of his house that was in the one yard with the pit, and he walks up to us. And he's like, "Hey, you guys, you know you can go that way down that road,
Down that little dirt road,
the one that has the gate." And we're like, really? And he's like, oh yeah, that's not a driveway. You're allowed to go through there. And we're like, oh, thank God. So we just took off down the road, and sure enough, we get past the gate and kind of a little bit up and over the hill, and it's paved again, and it goes back out to where I thought it was going to go, where it was supposed to go.
He was sweating bullets.
I don't really know what advice to give in a situation like that. I mean, obviously, stay calm, keep your cool, and it's hard to do. And I think we did kind of a good job.
I think we did a good job.
Sometimes when you want to go on an adventure, you just gotta like, whatever. She was right, I was wrong. That's the end of that story. So we left there and we shot up north and headed to our next destination, which is Moose Creek RV Park, just outside of the west entrance of Glacier. Now another cool town, Whitefish, which is just to the north of Kalispell. You kind of pass the south end of it on your way to Glacier.
Yeah.
And we heard a lot of good things about that town. So next time we go up there, we're probably gonna check out Whitefish. Like obviously again, Hungry Horse Reservoir, gonna check that out. It's just a really cool little area there between Flathead and Glacier is amazing.
Another fun fact, Montana has the largest population of grizzly bears in the lower 48.
Get out of here.
It does.
Well, I can imagine they probably got edged out by Alaska.
It did, but
Hawaii
I don't think Hawaii has any.
So that's it for the Flathead Lake episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Next stop is gonna be Glacier National Park.
Glacier National Park, woohoo!
Can't wait for you guys to see that. But again, thank you so much for visiting our channel and checking this out. We hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that subscribe button, give us the thumbs up and the little bell. Please leave some comments down below if you have any questions, or if you're going to travel to the area and if you want to know anything else, or if you want us to help you out with anything. We'd be happy to.
Absolutely.
Any comments are welcome, even negative ones.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But have a nice day. See you next time.